of shillings in taxes since the three companies were picked to spearhead this particular deal. Let's listen in.
In a bid to deal with the shortage and skyrocketing prices of fuel in the country, the Kenya Kwanza administration announced that there was a government-to-government memorandum of understanding with Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates to supply of oil to Kenya on favorable terms. Nearly 9 months into the deal, and Azimio leader Raila Odinga has come out to raise a red flag that indeed Kenyans might have been conned.
There was no G2G. Kenya government did not sign any contract with Saudi Arabia or the United Arab Emirates. Only the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum signed a deal with the state-owned petroleum companies in the Middle East. Why Ruto chose to characterize the deal as a G2G is the first red flag that points to mischief in this deal.
According to the opposition leader, the deal has not addressed any of the problems that the Kenya Kwanza administration had indicated would solve for Kenyans.
The scarcity of the dollar has continued. 5. The landlocked countries that depend on us for oil are abandoning our pipeline because it has become too expensive.
Raila claims that in that deal, only 3 companies are benefiting.
Our Gulf Energy, Galana Oil Kenya Limited, and Oryx Energies Kenya Limited got nominated to handle local logistics. But the hand-picked distributors are selling oil to us at almost twice the price from bulk suppliers.
Bro, there was no G2G. How do you assess this side of this perspective of government-to-government oil deal importation?
First, the opposition must speak, and they must speak it in the political language, that there was no G2G, so that it is hard from the opposition side. Nevertheless, we still also need to look at the benefits we have gotten from the G2G. We need to really look at what has come on table to us by engaging in it. Have we achieved what we were to achieve, or it is not much has changed? I think sitting there, we look at probably we are still not doing very well in terms of the fuel dealing, and of course the expectation in terms of the dollar, that it will actually manage the dollar situation. So I think there is still some opportunity to improve, so to speak, on what this G2G was to bring to us.
Okay, that's very important to note. I know the dollar was one of the biggest catalysts towards this particular deal, Ken. And just observing it, the way, first of all, has that pressure been eased, as Prof is saying, in regards to demand for dollar in the local market? I remember it was at crisis level a while back. Manufacturers were, were complaining we can't get dollars in the market. I don't know whether that has changed, but just observing the impact of government-to-government fuel deal, do you think it served its purpose?
Well, at the time, about 6 months ago, the idea was the G2G agreement would reduce demand on the dollar because you had a credit line that you could pay later. So the idea was that could ease the demand. The challenge, though, has been interest rates in the West have been going up in those 6 months with the Fed raising interest rates. And that meant a lot of investors took their money out of Kenya to the US where there are higher interest rates. So the pressure on the currency was unrelenting. It came from a different angle. So the net game still, it's as if there was no significant difference because the idea was, had there not been additional demand, we should have been at the 130 level we were at that time. In fact, at that time, they were saying we would go back to 120. But I think the dynamics of interest rates sort of spoiled that plan.
Yeah.
And essentially, I don't think we've really gotten the benefits as we are today, as we are at 150.
Yeah. I remember the confidence the president was speaking in, If you have your dollars, you better, exchange them because it's going to get lower. And the dollar was like, no, hold my cap here. I'm going even higher. So it's kind of interesting to look at this dynamics. And now we have the Israeli-Hamas situation ongoing again. Yeah, forcing impact as we've been warned. We'll see if this persists as Ukraine and Russia did. But gentlemen, we want to take a short break right here on Business Today Biz Chat. When we come back, we have some good news as a country. IMF has given us money. Now the question is, should we be happy? Should we be sad? Because our relationship with IMF is sort of it's double-edged. Yeah, happy and sad at the same time. We'll be tackling that and many more after the break. Stay tuned.
KTN News. Get the whole story. This November 24th.